Good morning, everyone. Thanks for attending the course today, or the webinar in regards to the pathway to go to UK or to practice dentistry in the UK. My name is Amr Nusser. I'm practicing dentist in the UK for about 15 years. I'm a clinical director of one of the biggest groups in the Northwest called Smart Dental Care. I manage about 160 different dentists between Northern Ireland, Republic of Ireland, and England. I'm also a co-founder of Advanced Global Training, which owns qualifymax.com and qualifymax.co.uk. The main aim of today's webinar is to give a sort of orientation and understanding of what to do to practice dentistry in the UK, and obviously moving to the UK eventually. So in this presentation, I'm going to speak about the dentistry in the UK, the market need, which I personally experienced in the last couple of years on the need of the dentist and hygienist, therapist, and dental nurses. Within this presentation, I'm going to speak more about different pathways, how to come to the UK, what are the opportunities that is there, and I will end up with talking a little bit about overseas registration examination and the LDS in details. So I'm muted, everyone. So I will open time for discussion at the end of the presentation, just to make things more smooth. So if you have any question, you better write it down in a piece of paper and keep it aside before I ask you to start firing your questions towards me. So first, I'm going to share the presentation. I hope that you all see it. If you can't see or hear me, please raise your hand and I will unmute you and see what's the technical problem, so our technical team can sort that for you. So first, I'm going to speak about dentistry in the UK, what sort of prestigious and positions of the dentist. So basically, dentists in the UK, they are self-employed, which gives them freedom, especially with tax affairs. They can reduce the tax dramatically in comparison to an employed person. They can have multiple works as well, so they're not tied to one employer. Obviously, its prestigious status of the dentist is quite high in comparison to other professions, obviously, for obvious reasons. And the dentist, as the GDC or the General Dental Council put in the principles, they're supposed to be trustworthy because they're supposed to be a public figure in their community. They have a high annual salaries. Average salary for a dentist is between £60,000 to £80,000, and that's the average. Some dentists can go up to £150,000 a year, which is higher than the Prime Minister himself. And obviously, if a dentist buys a practice, that doubles the income. Normally, NHS dentists will have a pension that can be up to £1 million when they get retired. So that's another thing that most of the overseas dentists would consider. Finally, if a dentist is registered as an NHS dentist and they have a permanent visa or ILR, indefinite leave to remain, or even a British passport, they can work as a locum. that they can make up to £400 a day. They can work for 3-4 months and go back to the countries where they can spend that money or do something else. And I know quite a few dentists that I manage myself, and they went back to their countries and they come here 3-4 months and they save quite good money that they can live the rest of the year happily with their families in a comfortable level or lifestyle. So that's in regards to the dentists in the UK. Positions and job opportunities is a golden opportunity at the moment because we have shortage in dentists. If you can imagine, we have about above 70 million, or the population of the UK is 70 million, and we have only 27,000 NHS dentists and about 37,000 dentists as an overall. So it's a very low number. The system here, which I'm going to speak about, is NHS, private or independent, is based on checkups and periodic visits from the patients. So if we don't have this number of dentists, or enough number of dentists, then it's kind of stretching the rest of the service. So it's a really high opportunity at the moment for dentists, dental nurses, hygienists, and therapists. Obviously, and postgraduate studies are something that I don't need to talk about much, because UK is well known in the world with the postgraduate programs. So you can do a master, PhD, or you can get into a specialist program with one of the hospitals. There are lots of opportunities to be a specialist here or to work in the academy or the academic sector. The system that we have here is based on 3 systems. We have NHS, private, and independent. The NHS is mainly funded by the government, or the healthcare side of the government. Local area teams normally is the ones that they pay the dentists for the NHS, and it's based on targets. So they give a target that is based on a unit. They call it unit of dental activities. They measure it in a way that treatments can be divided into 3 bandings: band 1 and band 2 and band 3. And each one of them will have a unit of dental activity, and the dentist will get paid an average between £8 all the way up to £15 per unit. An average monthly income or activities for a dentist is about 500 UDAs, or unit of dental activities. That's the average. This is not the highest, this is the average. And that can be up to £7,500 from the NHS per month, guaranteed, according to your activities. So that's in regards to the NHS. The private sector is a private sector, and it's quite very big market in the UK for private sector. So if you can imagine, in 2018, the cosmetics in general, including dentistry, was about 40 billion pounds in 1 year. Dentistry had a large chunk of that. It's about 20 to 25% of this. So this is allowing the dentist to unlock a lot of money from the private. And private here normally is high expectation, which means high standards and skills. So that will polish the skills of the dentist because of the responsibility to deliver a high standard dentistry. Alongside with the postgraduate certificates, masters, PhDs, or specialist programs, the dentist here, when they work in the private, they have a better opportunity to improve the skills than ever or anywhere else. Finally, the independent dentistry is something in between NHS and private. So NHS is kind of a low standard, not low standard, but an average standard dentistry with a low expectation from the patients, because what we need is to restore function, not appearance. While private is the highest demand from the patient, highest expectation, more skills in it. Independent dentistry is something in between, and it's available for dentists that they cannot get the training to work in the NHS. They call it PLVE for overseas dentist, and DFT for home graduate dentist. So if someone can't get in the NHS, and they're still younger, they don't have experience to do the private, then they can get into the independent, which is exactly the same pay, same regulations as the NHS, but on a private base. So that opens a large actually market to overseas dentists. And I do manage a lot of dentists that they come from overseas to do independent first for a couple of years. They make good money, monthly on average between 5,000 and 10,000 pounds. And they get the experience. And once they finish a couple of years, they can get into the NHS easily. So it's a kind of win-win situation for overseas dentists and that independent dentistry. Now,